To do, we are hours away from kickoff. The Las Vegas Raiders head into Denver, a team that is, you know, struggling to say the least. Right, 2-6. We have lost what 6 out of our last 7. The Denver Broncos, on the other hand, are on top of the AFC West at 7-2 on a 6-game winning streak. They could very easily be undefeated right now. A couple of those games, you know, went like the Raiders season went, where they lost very close games at the last couple seconds. So let's talk about it. Let's break it down. What are the keys to victory? Man, I don't know. Let me know. anybody know the keys to victory? I don't have any, but I do have some information. Right, Pete Carroll, unfortunately, is 0-4 in Denver throughout his career as not a Las Vegas Raider, as a Seattle Seahawk, as a Patriot, as a Jet. 0-4, man. 0-4 in Denver. Doesn't look good, right? Doesn't look good. We know he's stuck on Geno Smith, right? Geno is the end all of quarterbacks when it comes to Pete Carroll. Does this Raiders team have a chance? I believe they have a chance, right? Denver, they're not the team they were started out the first couple games. They haven't scored a lot of points. They're missing the best corner in all of football. Patrick Surtain will not be there. That's going to be a hard shoe to fill. Riley Moss, I think, has an ankle injury. I'm sure he'll play, but can't be 100%, right? So the Raiders have to take full advantage of that. And the way to do that, right? The way to do that is Brock Bowers and Ashton Jeanty, man. Those are our two studs. They are the team, whether people, Raider Nation want to believe it or not. They are the future. They are the franchise. And you have to feed the beast, right? And those are the beasts. When it comes to Brock Bowers, 119.2 quarterback rating for Ashton Jeanty when targeted Brock Bowers. Let's just go over this. Dante Thornton Jr., when targeted, Geno Smith's QBR is 8.1. 8.1. Pete Carroll said he couldn't stand the fact that Dante Thornton wasn't out there last week. I just don't get it, man. I don't know why they're pushing this dude, with his speed and size. Just let him develop, right? Just let him develop. Take your time. There's no rush, bro. We're 2-6. We're 2-6. What are we rushing? So, 8.1 QBR when targeting Dante Thornton for Geno Smith. Jacoby Myers. Shout out Jacoby for everything you did while he was here. We all know they got a dog, and that team will probably be in the playoffs because of Jacoby Myers and his, catching ability, his run routes. But Jacoby Myers, when targeted, Geno Smith, QBR, was a 55.2. 55.2. Jack Besh, when targeted, the rookie, right, who's not getting any snaps, is a little bit higher than that at a 60.9, which I don't understand this because they've thrown him 12 balls, he's caught, or they've thrown him 10 balls, he's caught 9 of them. So I don't know how your QBR is a 6.9 when targeting Jack Besh, but those are the numbers they came up with. When targeting Michael Mayer, Geno Smith's QBR is 64.3. We went over Brock Bowers, 119.2. But the sneaky part that not a lot of people are seeing, Trey Tucker, when targeted, Geno Smith's QBR jumps drastically to 126.8. 126.8 QBR when targeting Trey Tucker. Why is he getting 4 receptions a game? Ask Chip Kelly. But the biggest stat of all, a man that touches the ball on average 2.5 times out of the backfield per game. When Geno Smith targets Ashton Jeanty, his QBR is 129.3. 129.3. Why is he getting the ball out of the backfield 2.5 times a game? It makes no sense to me. Makes absolutely no sense why you would not target your best player that nobody can tackle out of the backfield, get him the ball in space, and let the man do his job, right? I'm sure people remember back in the day, right? Darren McFadden. I do believe Josh McDaniels was the coach of the Broncos then. when Darren McFadden ran all over the Broncos. That's what I want to see tonight. That's what I want to see tonight. Ashton Jeanty, 20 touches, 20 on the ground, another 5 or 6 in the air. If we do that, the Raiders have a damn good chance to win. But still, you got to play defense. And the Raiders defense has been slacking, right? If you look at the Broncos, they won their last 2 games in the fourth quarter. The Raiders, on the other hand, have folded like a lawn chair in the fourth quarter, right? In two devastating losses last week. They gave up 150 something yards on the ground. Not a characteristic for the Raiders usually. And we got R.J. Harvey and Dobbins, DK Dobbins over there. Bro, 2 running backs that they use an awful lot. Harvey has, I do believe, 3 touchdowns receiving and 2 touchdowns on the ground. They use him in goal line, more than Dobbins. But they got that 1-2 punch. And the Raiders have a 1-2 punch too with Raheem Mostert. But they don't use Raheem Mostert enough, right? They don't give him the ball. They don't pass to him out of the backfield. They're using him on special teams, which the man has been absolutely killing it on special teams. Giving the Raiders great starting position pretty much every play last week. He got us in good field position. Why aren't they using this man in the running game? So for the Raiders to be successful in Mile High, where the air is thin, right? You could throw the ball 1,000 yards. You can kick it 1,000 yards. It's hard to breathe. These defenses are going to be, the defense is going to be tired. These players are tired, right? It's thin air up there. So, I did a lot of work in the Union up there in Denver, and climbing flights of stairs, carrying boxes of tile or thin set or water it's not fun, bro. It's not fun. You feel like you're going to die. You can't breathe. So you're gasping for air. Take advantage of that. Take advantage of the young man. Take advantage of the youth, right? We have a young running back that is perfect for this type of weather, right? He's going to be able to breathe more than these veterans that have been in the NFL 7, 8, 9 years. It's just the facts. Brock Bowers is a young tight end, right? He's physical. He's going to wear down the defense. Take advantage of the advantages you have. And Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly have not been taking advantage, of the advantages we have over every single team. If you get Brock Bowers going early, if you get Ashton Jeanty going early, that opens up Michael Mayer. It opens up Dante Thornton down the field. It opens up Trey Tucker down the field. So why are we not taking advantage of our 2 best weapons on offense, right? And then you're throwing the ball to Trey Tucker, 4.5 yards, receptions a game. You got to get this man in space. Last week, they finally listened to me and the rest of the nation that has all been saying, mesh concepts, man. Use mesh concepts. Get Trey Tucker in space. Get Ashton Jeanty out of the backfield in space. The Raiders did that. They put up 29 flipping points, right? That's what we need to do this week. That's what we need to do this week. And the Broncos are going to be prepared for it. They're going to try to stop Brock Bowers, because when a man puts up a hat trick, 3 tutties, on the last week, that's got to be the focal point. So with him being the focal point, you have to flip it around, right? Play the odds. Ashton Jeanty is the odds. Ashton Jeanty should be the MVP of this game. And if he's not, whether we win or lose, it's a travesty, bro. It's absolutely ridiculous that Chip Kelly, if he does not take advantage of the situation we have, it's just bad, bro. It's just bad. But shout out to everybody in the building. Sorry I was going on a rant. I don't even know what glasses I got over here. Shit. Let me get to the people in the building. I appreciate y'all. Who we got? Robert Penna, first one in the building. Let's go, baby. Let's go. No turnovers, no interceptions, and defense has to bring it. I mean, asking for no interceptions, bro, is like asking for the Raiders to make the playoffs this year, right? It's just Geno. It's what Geno does. So 1 interception we can get away with. The defense has to back your quarterback, right? You can't put your head down and be like, oh, you can't be like this. Max Crosby in his image last week, just devastated. We can't keep doing this to these guys, man. We gotta do what we did last week. Run that old, the Rich Gannon style offense. That's how we won. That's how we made it to a Super Bowl. That's how we won 2 AFC titles, with Rich Gannon throwing 5-10-yard dunks and players getting yards after the catch. Last week, the Las Vegas Raiders, and Geno Smith had 284 yards receiving or passing. Out of those 284 yards passing, 200 out of the 284 were yards after the catch. That's the recipe for winning right there. You have Brock Bowers, who can break tackles. You have Ashton Jeanty, who can break tackles. You have Trey Tucker, who is fast. And if you get him the ball when he's running, right? When you get him the ball, if you lead the receiver and get him the ball, instead of making these guys, come back to the ball and stop when it's a 40-yard go route and they got to turn around and run back 5 yards because the ball doesn't get to them. We got to take advantage. That's how the Raiders won in the past. That's how you do it, right? Geno Smith is struggling. You have a struggling receiver. What do? You throw short concepts, comeback routes, out routes. You get the guys ball in space, and you make your quarterback look good. Because even last year, bro. I mean, even last week, 284 yards. They made him look good, but was he good? No, because if you take away those 200 yards after the catch, Geno Smith ends up with 84 yards. Like he did the week before in Kansas City, right? So that's how we win this game, bro. If Brock Bowers or Ashton Jeanty is not MVP, I don't see us winning this game, bro. There's just no way. The defense has to play lights out, right? You have to not let Bo Nix run around because he's better throwing on the run. When he rolls out of the pocket, he makes plays, right? He doesn't roll out of the pocket and throw the ball 5 yards down the field, 10 yards down the field. When he's rolling out of the pocket, he's looking deep. He's looking 30, 40 yards down the field, and that's where they make big plays. So, man, if we can do that, we are good. The Saints wide receiver on the Seahawks. Yeah, man, y'all just keep getting better over there. Y'all just keep getting better in Seattle. I don't know. Y'all got rid of Geno. And the whole team takes off. Let that be a lesson. Las Vegas Raiders. Get rid of Geno. Maybe we could be like Seattle. I'm just saying. Matt Luna, what it do? Appreciate you. Raiders tank season. Richard Perez. I believe it. I believe they are definitely in a tank mode. If you look at the way we lost the game last week, I mean, you could easily say there's no reason Geno should have not hit one of those 4 wide receivers that were wide open or even ran the ball up the middle. There was absolutely no reason the Raiders should have lost that game last week. So, they're trying to make it look like they're not, but to me, it's really looking like it is. And I hate to say it, but, it is what it is. Matt Luna, what's good? Appreciate you. That's what I was referring to as the Raiders. Rashad Rahid is now added to the Seahawks. Yeah, that dude's an absolute dog. And, I talked about it. I wasn't live yesterday, but I talked about it the day before on my live that, the Raiders traded Jacoby Myers for a 4th and a 6th round pick. They, Rashid Shaheed, however you say dude's name. I'm sorry for butchering it. They gave up a 4th and a 5th. So the Raiders could have easily flip-flopped those picks and went and got their star wide receiver to stretch the field. That's way, way farther ahead than Dante Thornton. But did they? Nah. No, they did not. Rosetown in the building, what it do? Appreciate you. Hawaiian Candy, what it do? Appreciate you. Moon Mixes, what's good? Broncos win against y'all 44-24. Come on, man. Don't do us like that. Let's go, Chiefs. Man, y'all ain't even first place in your division. Don't come in here with that Chief stuff. Come on. That wide receiver. Oh, I got you. So, yeah, man, shout out to the 22 people in the building. I got 22 people in here. Over 100 have already come through. Man, hit the like button. All you got to do is double tap the screen. It's very simple. Pop, pop, pop. Double tap the screen if you like, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. If you don't, then, hit the thumbs down, bro. Hit something. Just let me know you're here and you hear me, right? Appreciate it. All right, let's get into this. The Broncos held the Texans to 15 points. Woo! They were 13 of 17 on 3rd downs. Oh, 3 of 17. 3 of 17 on 3rd downs against the offense who has been way better than us. You're driving? Nice. Raiders suck. I mean, shit. You're a genius, bro. Wow. Shout out to Aaron Wood. Everybody give him a clap. Give him a clap. Bringing highlights we don't know. All right, so the Broncos held the Texans to 15 points, man. 15 points, right? They got a good quarterback who got knocked out in the first quarter. They got running back. They got a damn good tight end. They got receivers. They got weapons galore over there. 15 points. Um, like I said, 3 for 7 on third downs, and 0 for 3. 0 for 3. 0 for 3 in the red zone. Um, the Broncos are 4th in points per game allowed, 1st in red zone, and 4th in sacks. Oh, 1st in sacks. My bad. 1st in sacks. The Raiders got their work cut out for them, bro. Like I said, if you listen to me, if Ashton Jeanty touches the ball 20 plus times, the Raiders win this game, bro. The Raiders win this game. Mark my words. 284 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception with a 117.9 rating for Geno Smith last week. But he also threw another interception, which gives him 11 and leads all of the NFL. The Raiders lead the NFL in turnovers, but they only have 1 turnover that wasn't from Geno Smith, and he's still our starting quarterback. On a good note, the Raiders offense scored 29 points last week. They went 4 for 10 on third downs. Not a very good stat, right? And 3 for 4 in the red zone. You know, shout out to the Raiders, a team that has struggled in the red zone drastically. Brock Bowers, you know, gave us all kinds of weapons, and there was, you know, Chip Kelly called some damn good plays. Unfortunately, we don't have a quarterback that can, you know, get him the ball, but you know, it is what it is. So yeah, 3 for 4 in the red zone, only averaging 16 points a game after putting up 29 last week. They were averaging 14.5 points per game with a $71 million quarterback. You can't make this shit up. You can't make it up. Can't make it up. The Broncos, this is on the good news part, right? The Broncos did give up 75 yards receiving to Nico Collins, I do believe, and they gave up another 79 yards receiving to Dalton Schultz, the tight end. Dalton Schultz is no Brock Bowers, right? He's closer to a Jacoby Myers, a Michael Mayer, in my opinion. 79 yards, bro. If you can get 79 yards from your backup quarterback, because yes, they had to put in a backup. CJ Stroud again got knocked out. So if you got your backup quarterback and you still get 97 yards from your tight end, bro, 79 yards from your tight end, that's good shit, right? Of course, huge day for Brock Bowers. 13 targets, 12 catches, 127 yards. With the hat trick. Ashton Jeanty, though, 5 targets out of the backfield. All 5 were caught. He had 47 yards and a touchdown. I believe they need to get a little bit higher. Stupid autocorrect. What? Hats off indoors. Hats off indoors, bro. I wear my hat everywhere. I don't take my hat off. Ashton Jeanty is averaging 3.2 yards a carry on the ground and has cracked over 3.5 yards a carry in just 3 games this season. In just 3 games this season, he's had over 3.5 yards a carry. That's not good for a 6th overall pick, man. That is not good. That is not good at all. Carry in the last 3 games. So he's averaging 3.2 yards a carry. Denver is holding running backs to 3.8 yards a carry, and they held Houston. They held Houston with Nick Chubb to 2.8 yards a carry. Broncos had 18 points. We're 6 for 4, 6 for 5. Wait, what? I don't know what the hell that says. Five and six on first downs. 4-1 in the red zone, bro. 4-1 in the red zone. The Denver Broncos. We have to tighten up our red zone defense. We let Trevor Lawrence walk into the end zone for a touchdown. I do believe their running back scored 3 times in the red zone. Got to protect the red zone. Got to protect the red zone. The Raiders held Trevor Lawrence to 6.3 yards an attempt. Right? It's pretty solid. And a 70.6 QBR rating. No touchdowns. Picked off once in the red zone. So the defense came up strong, but Trevor Lawrence was sick. He had the flu, was throwing up all before the game. So the Raiders defense gave up 30 points. 4 for 16 on third downs. 3 out of 5 in the red zone. Not bad, not bad. RJ Harvey had 5 targets for 51 yards and a touchdown. The Raiders allowed 90 yards to Parker Washington last week. They have Troy Franklin over there for Denver, which is, pretty much kind of the same, right? Kind of the same. So you gave up 90 yards to Parker Washington. They gave up 55, or they held Brian Thomas Jr. to 55 yards. Shout out to the Raiders for that, holding your guy to 55 yards. But he hasn't been doing much this year. Everybody's pretty much held him to that. They held Denver's Cortland Sutton had 30 yards against Houston, and Troy Franklin had 10 targets with only 5 receptions for 27 yards. RJ Harvey only had 6 yards rushing, but he had a touchdown. So the Raiders gave up 155 yards on the ground to Jacksonville, 3 touchdowns, and faced 42 rushing attempts. The Raiders are holding runners to 3.9 yards per carry and ran for 36. Good Lord. The Raiders had 1 sack last week, Max Crosby. So there's your notes for the game. What else we got? Jimmy not sure if you've seen the Seahawks game, but we knocked out the Commanders. Best quarterback, Jaden Daniels. Oh, yeah, I seen it. They were absolutely Accelerator says Raiders 75, Broncos 20. I'll tell you what. What's a quarter of 75? If we get a quarter of that, bro, I'll be good. I'll be good. But half of it would be 32 and a half. Okay, we got to get more than a quarter. Never mind. We got to get at least half that. At least half that. Hats off indoors. You want me to take my hat off, bro? There. Hat back on indoors. Boom. Raiders will shoot themselves in the foot as usual. D Menace, Lawrence in the building. What's good? Appreciate you, my guy. Smelly Cat, what's good? Soul Snatcher in the building. Gino should retire. Can he take Pete with him? Can they just have a retirement party for both of them? That'd be great, bro. That'd be great. Let's throw an under and over for Gino throwing 2 picks. I don't know, but I do know this. Wait, where'd it go? I don't know. Hold on. Trying to find it. NFL. Y'all want to hear my crazy bets for the week? You know, just to add a little bit of fun to the game, right? Add a little bit of fun to the game. Jump over there to, Underdog Fantasy. Use my code Rebel Sports, all caps. Play $5. Get $100 in free play, man. Free play, $100. So hop over there before the game. Get some plays in. Pick higher or lower. And make the game interesting if your team ain't playing, right? If you're not a Broncos fan or a Raiders fan. But here we go, man. I got Brock Bowers. 65.5 yards receiving. I got higher. Bo Nix. 2.5 passing touchdowns. Yes, I picked higher. Jeanty Barron with the interception. Brock with 1.5 touchdowns higher. I know that's a long shot. But like I said, it's just to have fun, right? It's just to have fun. $1 bet. Michael Mayer. 24.5 yards. I got higher. Jack Besh, I got higher than 14 yards receiving. And Daniel Carlson with the first field goal made. That's my bet. That's my place. But Geno Smith is, hold on, I'm trying to find it. What does it say on this? So it would be, damn, not much on this. If you picked higher than 1.5 interceptions, it would be 1.61 times your shit. Do you laugh at Geno Smith? Every time I hear his name. Every time I hear his name. You want to make Rebel laugh? Just say Geno Smith. Just say Geno Smith. This is why we made them leave. Then once they left, we've been absolutely dominant, right? Right? They straight up got rid of, Seattle Seahawks got rid of Pete Carroll, got rid of Geno, and the team is on the go, right? They got rid of DK Metcalf. They brought in all the Pete, got rid of all the Pete guys pretty much, except for a couple here and there. But most of the Pete guys are, on offense are gone. The defensive players, of course, they're going to keep them around, right? Pete knows a little bit of defense. They should have a retirement party for Geno and Pete with their plates of glizzies. No toppings, no buns. What it do, no bueno. Appreciate you, my guy. How you been? It's been a minute. Good to see you. Well, yeah, so I did see on X somebody placed a bet $2,000 that Geno Smith would throw an interception in this game. I was like, bro, you want to gamble? You should have just made it two, because that's like taking candy from a baby. Geno Smith throwing an interception. It's almost a guarantee, bro. It's almost a guarantee. He's got 11. He's got 11 in 9 games. All would be better if the Raiders would, just make it a game, bro. I really don't care about the winning and losing at this point, right? I don't know what we're playing for. I think this game, the only thing we have to play for in this game to get the team, pumped up is they're on top of the division, right? They're 7-2. If we knock them down a step, it might boost the spirits and give the Raiders a little bit of boost. But that's the only thing you got to play for, really, is to try to help Kansas City stay in the hunt for the division. I don't know. It sucks. Geno throws an interception in warm-ups. I'm sure he does. I'm sure he probably got 2. He probably got 2 in warm-ups, bro. Probably got 2. Yeah, man. So the chances in this game, bro, the chances in this game are slim to none. but I feel like there's a chance, bro. There's a chance. And if there's a chance, it is the NFL. You know what they say, any given Sunday, right? Uh, any given Sunday, right? So having Max Crosby, who hasn't looked like Max Crosby this year, I don't care what people want to say. He has not he has not looked like that dude. Um, yes, he has a bunch of deflections and an interception, but he's playing a different role than he's played his whole entire career. So maybe if he played that role that he's playing now his whole career, he would have turnovers and shit like that. But I seen 3 plays last week where I was like, oh my god, 4 plays last week. I think there might even be more, but 4 plays last week where I was like, that's our leader, bro. That's our leader. Like honestly, the dude got pushed around by a running back. And then the running back talked shit and said, I don't even know who you are. He said, I don't know who you are. He said, I don't know you either. Max getting disrespected on the field by a no-name running back, and then told him he'd smoke him after he drug him, after he drug him around the field. I seen another play where Max just got obliterated completely off the ball, spun around, had his back to the guy, and the dude's just pushing him backwards. Like, oh my God, bro. $36 million for a dude that's a highlight reel of bad plays? That makes no sense, bro. It makes no sense. This is a record for the most interceptions in one game. Don't do us like that, Lawrence. Come on, man. Give us positivity. We need positivity. Golly. The Raiders should not let Geno Smith throw the ball 39 times in this game, bro. It's an absolute travesty if they throw the ball more than 25 times in this game. And it shouldn't even be that, really. It really shouldn't even be that. They should run the hell out of the ball, really. Just cram it down their throat. Run it until these dudes have no legs. Oh, you're asking what's the record? Oh, what is the record? I read that wrong. I thought you said Gino's going to throw the record. I think it's 5. Hey, Siri, what's the record for most interceptions in a game, NFL?
Here's an answer from Sportnet.org.
You're not going to give me the answer? I got to look it up. What the fuck are you for, bro? What are you for? Oh my God, this takes forever. Siri does not work. What is the record for most interceptions thrown in a game by an NFL quarterback? Oh my God, no, it's 8. Yeah, he's not that bad, bro. Come on, he's not that bad, bro. He's asking. Let's see what they got to say. The record for the most interceptions thrown in a single game is 8, set by Jim Hardy of the Chicago Cardinals on September 24th, 1950, against the Philadelphia Eagles. This is the sole record holder for this mark, though 9 other players have thrown 7 interceptions in a game. Holy Jesus. Who are those players? Hold up. Who are those players? Oh, golly. Y'all really want to know who the Can y'all really handle this, Raider Nation? Can you really handle this? Can you really handle this? Y'all really want to know who the 7 there's one guy has thrown 8 interceptions in the history of the NFL. There are 7 players that have thrown 7. And yes, the Raiders are on the damn list. Jim Hardy with 8. Ty Detmer for the Detroit Lions. September 23rd of 2001. Ty Detmer thrown 7 interceptions. Steve DeBerg, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, September 7th, 1986, threw 7 interceptions. Todd Wade, Pittsburgh Steelers, December 12th, 1965, threw 7 interceptions. Zeke Bratowski, October 2nd, 1960 for the Chicago Bears, threw 7 interceptions. Damn, the Bears got 2 players on the list. The other player is Oakland Raiders great Kenny Stabler. October 16th, 1977, Oakland Raiders quarterback Kenny Stabler throws 7 interceptions in a game, bro. And I don't know how many Raider fans will die on that hill that he is the greatest Raider quarterback of all time. But we all know it's DC. We all know it's DC. Gino is the record setter. You never know. he's I mean, I think for three interceptions in a game, he's up there. He's definitely in the running. Jared Goff has thrown 5 interceptions for the Texans. And Geno Smith has thrown 4 interceptions for the Jets. More than once. Rebel, enjoy your night. Safe travels, Candy. Double tap the screen. People, you can do this. Smelly Cat, I appreciate you. Enjoy your night as well. Seth Rogen, what's up? Seth Rogen? Don't look like Seth Rogen? Okay. But yeah, man, so that's what I got for y'all. I feel like I said, if they run that, short dink and dunk offense, take a couple shots, when they're available. But I don't even know if I trust in that, man. Just run the ball. And when you think about the next play, run the fucking ball. That's what we need to do. That's what we need to do. Whether it's, all Ashton Jeanty or it's Ashton Jeanty and Zamir White. That's a joke. Whether it's Ashton Jeanty and Dylan Labe, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Whoever it is, Raheem Mostert, whoever that second or third running back is. But we need 3 running backs in the game. There's no reason we should have 4 quarterbacks on the roster whatsoever. Cam Miller has taken all the snaps with the practice squad, which means he's going against Max Crosby and this defense every single day. So Cam Miller is getting better, right? Getting better as we speak. Collier is going up against this defense every single day. He's getting better as we speak. A guy like Dalton Wagner has been on the practice squad for a long, long time, and hopefully he's getting better, every day as we speak. A lot of guys, go check out Vinny Bonsignori's article he wrote, on the Raiders practice squad. And a lot of people fail to realize that these practice squad players have a lot more, on their plate than the players. Yeah, they don't have to travel. They don't have to do all that shit. But they have to act like they're the players we're going against every single week, right? So Cam Miller, in the last 3 weeks, Cam Miller has been Trevor Lawrence. He's had to be Patty Mahomes, right? He's had to be Cam Ward, and now he has to play, whatever practice they practiced this week, which wasn't much, so he probably won't have to play Bo Nix much. But Cam Miller is running a lot of different offenses, right? When you're on the practice squad and you're running against the number 1 defense and you're running what these other teams are running, Cam Miller is learning on the fly. So we have a lot of players on this, practice squad, 16 players on the practice squad, and a lot of them are getting key reps against the first team defense, every single week. So you think the Raiders cover the 9 points tonight? Yes, I do. I do. Unless Geno is Geno. If Geno Genos, then, I don't. If we have more than 1 interception, no. No. Breaking news, Geno Smith is questionable with hemorrhoids. Damn. Fucking Lawrence, bro. Oh my God, bro. If you're soft enough to not play in a football game because you got hemorrhoids, bro, you better put some preparation H on that shit or something and get your ass back out in the game. What the hell? You think Denver wins by 17? Golly, bro. Golly. Um, I mean, it's hard to say. It's hard to say, right? The Raiders play good one week, they play shitty the next week, play good one week, play shitty the next week. Last week we played good. We played pretty damn good. We played better than good, I think, in a lot of areas, but then the defense just let us down. Special teams let us down. So I don't know what Raider team we get this week, man. As a Raider fan for 50 years that's got this shit tatted on them, I'm betting a loss this season more than any season in my life. I don't know what team we're gonna get. I don't know if we get, the Max Crosby of old, or if we get the Max Crosby after the injury. It's starting to look like a Derek Carr situation, like, to be honest. So I don't know. I don't know if these guys come to play, or if they've already gotten the word in the locker room that we're not going to win any more games this year, and make it look good. So I don't know. I don't know. He got hemorrhoids from Pete shoving his head up his ass. That I could believe. That I will truly believe. His head is so far up Pete Carroll's ass, it's not even funny. And Pete Carroll's head is so far up his ass, it's not even funny. No, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. Pete Carroll's got to owe Gino some money or something. Like, I don't. It's got to be something going on, bro. He's got some skin in the game on him. Something. I don't know. I don't know. They were at a club and I don't know. I don't know. He's got videos. I don't know. I don't know. But how the hell Gino could still in this as the Raider quarterback? I don't know. And it kind of sucks for Raider Nation that he played well last week. Not good, but he played well enough to win, and we didn't. One interceptions to four touchdowns, is not bad. But on the other hand, all of those touchdowns were yards after the catch. Some of them were behind the line of scrimmage. So um, it's hard to say, man, with this team. I have no idea, but uh, let's talk about this. Sean Payton's record against Pete Carroll, right? He is 1-4 in the regular season. So Pete Carroll is 4-1 against Sean Payton, coaching wise, in the regular season. Sean Payton, or no, what the fuck? The other way around. The other way around. Sean Payton is 4-1 against Pete Carroll in the regular season, and Pete Carroll owns the overall record in the playoffs, 2-0. So in the playoffs, Pete Carroll has beaten Sean Payton twice, but in the regular season, Sean Payton has owned Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll has never won in Denver, 0-4, and he's 1-4 against Sean Payton and the Broncos in the regular season. So um, they might not cover the spread, bro. Don't take my advice. Do not take my advice. My sleepers in this game, bro. My sleepers in this game. And again, I haven't seen the inactive list. Anybody seen the inactive list yet? You see if that's up. I bet without even seeing it, I could pretty much guarantee it's got Tonka Hemingway and JJ Pegues on it. Anybody want to bet me money? But at least these guys, man, are on the practice squad, right? And they're learning. They're learning. They're learning. And they're learning. Um, Here we go. Boom. Asking you shall receive. Nope, that's not it. Damn. Well, Lonnie Johnson, bro. Lonnie Johnson is my sleeper on defense. He's a guy that was picking off Geno Smith. I think he had 3 interceptions on Geno in the offseason before he got hurt. Look for Lonnie Johnson to make a difference in this game, right? I know he hasn't played a lot, right? He's been out most of the year, coming back off a broken fibula, which is a hard injury to recover from, but he's done that shit in record time, bro. And he's back. He's on a mission. He wants to help this team. He wants to remain a Raider. He wants to be a Raider next year. And when you got guys like that in the building, it's gonna be damn good. for him to be out there. How much he'll be out there, I don't know. Um, Good day. How soon does the game start? It starts at 8:15, 8:15 Eastern time. So 5:15 Pacific time, 7 Central. Where's this inactive list though? The fuck is Raiders inactives? There's no way they haven't posted it yet. Dum 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 dum. I don't know. I can't find the inactive list. Try Raiders.com. But anyways, I could more than likely tell you it's gonna be JJ Pegues, Aiden O'Connell, Tonka Hemingway, all the guys that give us a chance to win football games will not be on the roster. Will not be ready to go. We are 2 hours and 41 minutes away from kickoff and counting. In case anybody wants to know. Why can't I find this damn inactive list? It's pissing me off, bro. Alright. Alright. Let's try this. I don't know. Adam Butler is listed as questionable. Isaiah Palomal is listed as questionable with a hip issue. Rookie Dante Thornton is active for week 9. And D-line, who? Oh, that's for the... Wait, what? That's not for us, bro. That was last week's. This shit's pissing me off. All right, I don't know. I can't find a damn inactive list anywhere. But like I said, more than likely, Tonka Hemingway, JJ Pegues, Aiden O'Connell, Samir White. 401 Jeff, what's good, man? Appreciate you. It's been a long time. So yeah, like I was saying, man, with Ashton Jeanty being, giving our quarterback our highest quarterback rating with 129.2 this season, we need to feed the ball to Ashton Jeanty out of the backfield. If we can do that, take advantage of Patrick Surtain not being in there, taking full advantage of Riley Moss, one of the best damn corners in the league, whether you want to believe it or not. Take advantage of him being hobbled a little bit. And the Raiders have a chance to win this game. But I really, really think, they're going to double. They're going to take it full advantage of trying to stop Brock Bowers, trying to stop Ashton Jeanty in the run game, which I don't know why they would try to stop that. He's only averaging 3.2 yards, like I said, a carry, and averaging like 40-something yards a game, which is trash. So if he touches the ball 20 times, man, like I said, the Raiders win. But they need to take advantage of Michael Mayer. They need to take advantage of Trey Tucker and his speed. And, Dante Thornton needs to be a decoy. That's that's it. If he's out there and he gets on the field, just run deep, bro. Just run deep. But you're not gonna pull the safety with you, right? It's gonna be one-on-one until Dante Thornton gets some catches and actually does something in the game. Nobody's gonna be looking for him, right? So you're not going to draw a double team. You're not going to pull the safety over the top. And there's no reason to have Dante Thornton out there if you can't stretch the field and pull the safety with your corner, and leave an open man. So, sorry to all you Raider fans. Dang. What? R.A.J. of God. What's good, man? What's good? You don't need to be sorry for us, man. We're used to it. We've been doing this shit for a long, long time. 50 years to be exact. Huge Chiefs fan, I see. Yes. I'm just a diehard, bro. Diehard. Again, if Gino can lead the receivers, man, Get the ball out in the open field. Run these mesh routes like I've been saying for weeks. They finally did last week. Got some big plays out of it. Um, Brock's gonna be, all over, lined up in the slot, lined up at the X, lined up at the H. Gonna be lined up for pretty much wherever you want to put him. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much sucks seeing them win a Super Bowl in your stadium? There's not even a scale for that, bro. That's a dumbass question. It's more like 100. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's like 100. It sucks. How would you like somebody coming and winning a stadium that was a division rival in your division in your house, whatever team you're for? Like, come on, man. But it is what it is. Can't do shit about it. But win games. Hell no, it's probably Mayfield, JT, or McCaffrey. Has Jack Best done anything to show him potential? He's caught 10 out of his 11 targets. I think 5 or 6 of them were for first downs. Or 4 was for first downs. So yeah, he's done shit to show potential. He has a separation rate at 3.71 yards per percentage, per separation rate per game. I mean, he's doing his job. The quarterback's not doing his job. You got to get the ball to the open guys. But when your quarterback has no confidence in himself, and maybe this last game, he gained a little bit of confidence in himself. But when you throw a game losing tip ball to a guy that's already in the flipping air after you pump fake, and you walk off the field, and they show your face and it's like this. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. Go Broncos. Good luck, man. Good luck. Benny Contrail. I mean, it's a live football game, bro. The whole not just the United States, the whole world is watching this game. It's the only NFL game on Thursday night. Everybody's watching. If the Raiders do not have a plan and they come out and get in the mouth early, we're done, bro. We're done. But I will say this, and I'm gonna get off here. I got 8 minutes. Hoping for a great game, brother. I'm hoping for a great game too. Like I said, I just want it competitive. At this point, the Raiders need to lose whatever game we play, and just make it look like we're trying to get better, right? Just show that we're getting 1% better every day. Go get your draft pick. I hope to God it's not a quarterback, because this team is not ready for a quarterback. But go get your draft picks, man. Build this team like we should have been doing with Aiden O'Connell making $1.5 million, $1.4 million. We had a quarterback the last 3 years. This team could already be a playoff caliber team with a whole bunch of draft picks and a whole bunch of free agents, top free agents. But instead, they go backwards. So I just want to see them compete, man. If you're either competing or you ain't. That's what Pete Carroll says. Well, we ain't competed in a whole bunch of games. So a division rival, they're at top of their division. You have to knock these kind of games. You have to win these kind of games, right? If you're a bottom feeding team and you're trying to get better, you need some kind of boost in your locker room. You need some kind of boost for the coaching staff, for the players. You need some kind of morale change, right? This is not the culture that we were expecting to get. The losing culture that we've already had. Not only is it a losing culture, but we're paying a coach $15 million fucking dollars. $15 million to be ass, to be shittier than we were last year. Come on, man. We're paying $21 million for a head coach and an offensive coordinator to be shittier than we were last year. You can't make this shit up. You can't make it up. You can't make it up. I would much rather died on that hill with Antonio Pierce and Aiden O'Connell making $1.4 million trying to build this team for the next 3 years than to just blow money. Just give money to people. Just give it away. Just give it. Oh, you want money here? You want money here? Like, this organization, man, is crazy. When I found out Pete Carroll was making $15 million this season, I literally about shit myself. Literally. $15 million a season for Pete Carroll, and this is the product we're getting. Damn, bro. Dobbins gonna unleash on the Raiders. I don't think so, bro. I'm more worried about RJ Harvey catching the ball out of the backfield and just destroying us. That's more what I'm worried about. Dobbins is gonna get his, but I think he's splitting the touches a lot more. I think he's gonna get a lot less touches, and RJ Harvey's gonna start to get a little bit more. But Dobbins is a beast, man. He destroyed us when he was with, the Chargers last year. I think he had 140 something yards in that game. So the Raiders can't tackle guys that can make you miss. They can't tackle guys that are willing to run you over because this team is soft. And yeah, I'm saying it. This team is soft on defense. Every single one of those players on defense are soft, bro. When you miss 15 tackles in a game, man, you got a soft ass coach with a soft ass defense, and there's no other way around it. If you can't wrap up guys and tackle, if you're not willing to stick your nose in the pile, if you're not willing to be all in to do whatever it takes to sacrifice your body to win for your team, you ain't never going to win in the NFL. And we don't have many players like that, bro. I see Jeremy Chin. I see, Darian Porter showed it a little bit last week. Kai Blue Kelly has showed it, but he can't cover, but he's physical. You see it from, Jonah Laulu a little bit. We've seen it from, Thomas Booker here and there, but there's not a lot of dogs on this team, and that's the problem. There's not a lot of dogs. I told my friend to use Brock Bowers in fantasy last week. He didn't listen to me, and now Bowers needs up with 43 points, right? Brock Bowers is a dog, bro. If you have Brock Bowers on your fantasy roster and you're not playing him, Geo Mex, what's good, my guy? Appreciate you. And you're not playing him, bro. What are you doing? What are you doing? You got the only way you can have Brock Bowers on your fantasy roster and not play him is if you're Chip Kelly. You got to be Chip Kelly, bro. You got a beast on your roster and you're going to let him touch the ball 12 times, 13 times. And I don't want to hear that shit. Well, that's what Travis Taylor's getting. That's what Saquon Barkley's getting. Yeah, but they win games. They have a quarterback that can throw the ball to the open man. They can move the ball down the field without their running game. So, man, we can't. We are losing. And the only way we get better is to feed our best players on this team. And our best players on this team, without a doubt, are Brock Bowers and Ashton Jeanty. And if they don't touch the ball between them at least 10 times a game, then we failed. We failed them. We failed the nation. And we're failing this team. You're failing this team. Brock Bowers should not have anything less than 10 touches, and Ashton Jeanty should not have anything less than 20. I mean, literally. He should touch the ball 20 times on the ground and minimum 5 times in the air. And if we do that, you got a damn good chance to win, man. You see these defensives getting tired of tackling Ashton Jeanty, right? After a couple of hits, these defensive backs, they're like, oh my God, bro, let's hit him in the feet, right? So, and they're not even giving him enough carries to wear the defensive down, right? He's touching the ball 12, 13 times. Like, come on, man. You touched the ball 4 times in the first half. In the first half, you should touch the ball 10, 12 minimum. Minimum in the first half for a running back. Minimum. And then in the second half, if you have a lead or if it's close, but, we have Chip Kelly who says, oh, well, we play every game to win and we're not trying to play for fantasy players. Man, get the fuck out of here with that, bro. I don't want to hear that garbage. You're not playing for fantasy. We're not in fantasy, but you're playing like you're trying to destroy fantasy players, not like you're trying to help them. And nobody cares about the fantasy, right? I'll lose every fantasy game for the rest of my life to have a winning organization. Like, nobody cares about that shit. We want the Raiders to win. So feed Ashton Jeanty, bro. Feed Ashton Jeanty. He wants the ball. The offensive linemen want to block for him, right? When you have a physical run game and these offensive linemen are constantly teeing off on these defenders, they get tired, bro. They get worn out. But when you do it 10 times a game, you're not wearing nobody out. You're not wearing nobody out. Let me get a Raiders. One of those. Love the Raiders, born from Oakland, but Broncos, man. What? 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 Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Greg Brewer in the building. What to do, my guy? Appreciate you pulling up. All right, y'all give me your score predictions. What do you think? Most of this generation is soft. Just my opinion. Oh, shit, 100%, bro. They get softer and softer, like wet toilet paper. They just don't make them like they used to. Make a trade for Flacco or Shador. Gino ain't it. Gino ain't taking Raiders anywhere. No, but they got Aiden O'Connell who would. They got Aiden O'Connell who would. You got Aiden O'Connell in the building that everybody says is trash. Everybody in the Raider Nation says is trash. But all he's done since he's got here in 17 games, he's the best quarterback in Raiders history. Whether he was drafted a Raider or signed in free agency. He blows everybody's numbers out of the water. Everybody. Rich Gannon, Kenny Stabler, DC. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He's had better numbers on worse teams, way worse teams with bad coaching, bro. Aiden O'Connell is and should be the quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders. You fail as a franchise when you have a guy that comes in halfway through a season as your third quarterback holding a clipboard, and he knows the offense better than Brian Hoyer, who is a 20-year veteran, and Jimmy Garoppolo has been to the playoffs and a Super Bowl. And you have a fourth round pick that comes in and knows your offense better than that and runs your offense better than that for a whole half of a season, but you bring in another quarterback to put in front of him. This is why we're trash, bro. This is why we're trash. The Raiders could have been paying Aiden O'Connell $1.4 million for the last 2 years instead of $71 million to Gino and $25 million to Gardner Minshew. That's $100 million compared to 1.5. And you wonder why this team is ass and we have no players? Bro, it all starts at the top. It all starts at the top. Bobby says 23-34 Broncos. Whew. LeBron Glazer. That's a funny ass name, bro. Shout out to you, my guy. 24-21 Raiders. I like that. I like that. Broncos got an A+ defense, man. And you know how you beat an A+ defense with the most sacks in the NFL? Quick release. Quick release. You get the ball out quick. You throw the ball in under 2 seconds, right? You know your route. You know where your guys are going to be. You lead the receiver open. You throw the ball before the receiver gets to the spot. That's how you beat defenses that lead the NFL in sacks. That's how you beat dominating defenses. They're missing Patrick Surtain. It's going to be a big problem, bro. It showed last week. Raiders 30, Broncos 22. I love it. I love it. How about Cam Miller out? What? How about Cam Miller out rookie? Cam Miller's not ready yet, bro. He's not ready yet. He's over there on the practice squad. He's going against the #1 defense every single week, every single day that they're practicing, right? He's playing the role of every quarterback in the NFL that we face, right? He's had to be Patrick Mahomes. I just said this, right? He's had to be, all these guys. He's had to play Daniel Jones. He's had to play the role of every quarterback that we face this year and that we will face the rest of the year. So Cam Miller is getting better, and I don't think the Raiders need to draft a quarterback. And write it down, screenshot this, and clip it here. The Las Vegas Raiders will more than likely not draft a quarterback in the first round this year. I'm telling you, y'all are going to be heartbroken, crushed like you have been last year, the year before, and every 20 years. Because why? Why would you draft a quarterback when you have a Cam Miller that has been playing against this #1 defense all off season, all season on the practice squad, and you don't know what he has? Why would you waste the #1 pick when this Cam Miller might be better? Aiden O'Connell might be better. These dudes might be better than the guys you're constantly bringing in the building and signing. And if you don't ever give them a chance to develop and play them, you're never going to know. So the Raiders were smart. They go get defense. They go get a corner. They go get a defensive lineman. They go get somebody to play next to Max Crosby. If they were smart, they'd put Jafari Harvey out this week and let Jafari Harvey see if he can make some damn plays. Because Charles Snowden's not doing it. A guy that I was big on that I said we should resign, and Malcolm Kuntz has been, a huge fail this year. So the Raiders need a lot of shit, bro, and it's not a quarterback. It's not a quarterback right now. We are not in a position to go draft a quarterback. I'm telling you. I've been saying this for years. We are not in that position. Um, yeah, Gannon only got to the Super Bowl because of Wheatley, Rice, Brown. I think even Moss, right? I mean, he had Brown, he had Jerry Rice, Tyrone Wheatley, Charlie Gardner. Like, come on, man. Like, weapons galore, bro. Rich Gannon had weapons galore. And I've said this my whole entire life, and people argue with me. You can look at all the teams that have great teams and a mid quarterback that still win games. It's not always the quarterback. You don't have to have a first round quarterback that can run for, 20, 40, 50, 100 yards a game. You just need somebody that can manage a game, bro. Manage a game. Get first downs. Put points on the board. Let your defense eat. Like, we could have been doing that with Aiden O'Connell for the last 3 years, and this team would be bumped up and ready to go. But no, we're rebuilding again. Also, the Raiders got screwed by a stupid tuck rule against the Pats. I mean, that flipped this whole franchise upside down. That there's no way around it. The NFL screwed us. The refs screwed us. And I'll go to my grave dying and saying that was a fumble. Everybody knows it was a fumble. Tom Brady even bitch ass even admitted it was a fumble. Which who would admit that something was a fumble just because you went to a new team, bro? That's soft as hell, bro. That's soft as hell. Finally on my way home, another half hour. Appreciate you. Drive safe. What's good, Raiders on? What's good, Unleashed Rebel? I hope my darn voice for the Raiders. But we got 2 trade picks out of it. I mean, they got the best of the deal. There's no doubt about it. Any way you want to slice it, I don't know. I mean, if you look at the 4th round pick we had this year, we didn't. But if you look at the 4th round pick we got, wait, Dante was the 4th. Was Dante a 4th round pick? I don't know. But if you look at our 4th round pick this year, if you look at our 4th round pick last year, which I believe was Tommy freaking Eichenberg, who did we draft in the 4th last year? But if you look at our 4th round picks, those players ain't doing shit. Jacoby did shit, right? Jacoby did shit for us when they used him. They just had him out there as a decoy this year. It's just the Raiders organization. It's how they do shit. Well, you got to do something, man. Jacoby didn't want to be here. It should have been done at the beginning of the season. They should have never let him play till the trading deadline. Under no guaranteed money. It's just a bad run organization. No matter who we bring in at the top, whether Tom Brady's in the building, whether it's Spytech, it doesn't matter. It's just a bad run organization. And until we get that shit right, we're gonna be bottom feeding team for the rest of our lives, bro. At least for the rest of my life. Should have traded for Sauce Gardner. Oh hell no, bro. Hell no. I am not trading two 1st round picks for a quarterback that for a receiver for a cornerback that can't even catch the damn ball. Like, you see him out there practicing today on X, dude. They threw him a pass 10 yards and Full couldn't even catch it. Come on, bro. Yeah, hell no. He's been getting cooked all year long. He got cooked by Cordell Sutton last week, bro, or a couple weeks ago when they played. Absolutely smoked all game long. I am not trading for that dude. Go get a better Sauce Gardner. I mean, maybe he'll be better on another team, but he hasn't really done shit for the Jets. I think we should either go wide receiver, offensive tackle in the 1st round. If we are smart, even a defensive piece would be good as well. And we take a mid-round quarterback. I mean, every year you should take a quarterback until you hit, right? I wouldn't be mad at a 2nd, 3rd round quarterback and let him come in and compete. But there has to be a fucking competition. You can't just bring in a guy and be like, you're the guy. You're the quarterback. They did that with Dante Thornton. They did it with Geno Smith. They did it with Alex Kappa. They've done it with, Landon Roberts. They did it with Jamal Adams. They've done it with everybody they brought in. Those dudes didn't earn those spots. And I'm not saying they couldn't earn their spots, so don't get me twisted. But those dudes didn't have to earn it. They were given those jobs, bro. They were given those jobs. I guarantee you, Tommy freaking Eichenberg and Cody Lindenberg and those dudes are way faster. They're way better in coverage. And if they were out on the field on 3rd downs, we wouldn't be giving up as many passing yards as we've been giving up this year from our linebackers. But yeah, I don't know about a number 1 receiver because, the Raiders had chances in free agency this year and last year to go get a number 1 receiver. And I don't know what everybody's, infatuation is with this number 1 receiver. We got one, bro. His name is Brock Bowers. just because he's the tight end, where he doesn't line up at all. He never lines up in a tight end position on the line unless he's blocking or it's in the run game, which is very seldomly. But that's our number one. Though Brock Bowers is our number one receiver, and if you get a number one receiver, he's going to be an unhappy, pissed off, disgruntled wide receiver because he's not getting enough touches. So we have our number one receiver, bro. It's Brock Bowers. You can put him anywhere on the field. Nobody can guard him. You just need fast guys that can stretch the field and make catches, and we'll be all right. We'll be all right. But I don't think we need a number one receiver. And, the Raiders might go out and get a receiver in the first round, but to me, I wouldn't. To me, I wouldn't. Corner is our, is a priority. Safety is a priority, but the biggest damn priority of all is middle flipping linebacker, bro. Middle linebacker. We need a Mike linebacker or a outside linebacker, whatever you want to call it, that can get to the quarterback, that can rush the quarterback, that can cover. Right? We need one of these guys like Roquan Smith. Right? We need one of these guys like whatever the hell the dude's name is for the Rams that they just drafted last year. We need a Jihad flipping Campbell that we could have had this year, bro. This year, we only had to move up 6 flipping spots. 6 spots in this draft, and we could have got the best linebacker in the whole entire draft. The dude is 82.6 cover grade. He has played almost every single snap for the Philadelphia Eagles since he's been drafted at pick number 31. Come on, man. We need a middle linebacker. We need a Mike linebacker, and that's not old, and nothing against, E-Rob, but in coverage, come on, man. This dude is cooked constantly over and over and over again. So we need a linebacker. That's my biggest thing. A linebacker, a defensive end, a defensive end, another defensive tackle. I wouldn't be mad if our first pick was a defensive tackle. It's been a long, long time. We took a swing for the fences. Whew. Strike 1, strike 2, strike 3 with Christian Wilkins. Right? We're constantly swinging for the fences. $160 million in free agency to a dude that I don't even know what happened there. Raider Brian, what's good? 6 months part of the Rebel Militia family. Let's go. Appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you. Continuing to support the channel. I'm starting to eyeball Carnell Tate. Yeah, I know. Ohio wide receiver. Made the ball. Plus, he's played for Chip Kelly as well. Yeah. And, I like Smith over there, as well. But Jeremiah Smith, I don't know if either one of those guys are going to come out. Like, one's a sophomore. The other one is, a sophomore or a junior? I mean, if they're smart, they're going to stay in school. Here's a problem. Here's a problem that we have. A lot of these people that y'all are wanting the Raiders to draft, they're not going to be in the draft this year, dude. Mark my words. You heard it here first from the truth, Raiders Rebel, right? All these dudes, you're making more money in NIL than you will on a rookie salary deal. Why would you want to come to the NFL if you feel you're not ready, or if you feel you can help your college team win a championship and make more money than you make in the NFL? A lot of these guys aren't coming out. The NIL has ruined that shit, right? Guys used to come out their sophomore, junior year because, they were the best in the business. Now they pull a Drew Alar and stay till their senior year and then get hurt and they're out for the season and their stock goes. But I wouldn't be mad at Carnell Tate. I wouldn't be mad at Jeremiah Smith. I wouldn't be mad at any of these guys, bro. I wouldn't be mad at Moore at quarterback. I wouldn't be mad at Mendoza. If I had my choice, it would be Ty Simpson. I mean, there's not even a question in my mind. That's the best quarterback right now. But his amount of snaps scares the hell out of me. Bro. I'm not an Alabama fan. I'm a Razorback fan, so I hate Alabama more than I hate Kansas City, the Broncos, and the Chargers put together. I've never been an Alabama fan. But damn, I like me some Ty Simpson, bro. I'm telling you. We don't have a quarterback. We need to draft one. It doesn't have to be in the first round. We don't have a quarterback. You in this, we don't have a quarterback, my guy. Come on. Come on. Lawrence, I don't know how many times I gotta tell you this, bro. How many times I gotta tell you? We have our quarterback in the building. It's not even close. It's not even close, man. I don't know why you hate this Aiden O'Connell kid. Like it just makes no sense to me, dog. It makes no sense to me. Where's these damn stats at? Let me read you some more stats, my guy. And I know stats don't mean nothing, but it should when you're a fourth round quarterback going up against all these other fools. All right, where's my Daniel Jones stats? Damn it. I just had it right at the top. All right, it is right here. Oh, no, it doesn't matter. Not that one. It's another one. Bear with me. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with your guy. If you would, just double tap that screen. All you got to do is touch it twice, man. It's not very hard. Hit the like button, show some support. It lets, YouTube know that you're vibing with this content and you would like to possibly see more of it. So if that's the case, double tap that screen, G. Don't be scared. It won't bite. All right, man, I can't find these damn numbers anywhere. I had a whole list. Anyways. In 17 games, bro. In 17 games. In 17 starts, Aiden O'Connell has a better percentage. Better. It's way better than Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, the hell's the dude's name for the Colts? Anyway, Drew Brees, yes, even Jalen Hurts, Daniel Jones, Baker Mayfield, pretty much any quarterback that you could think of, except for, the best quarterback in NFLP like Josh Allen, even Lamar. Compare, and you don't have to do it. Lawrence. You can simply ask, hit the AI button on your Google and ask him to compare the first 17 starts with Aiden O'Connell to Daniel Jones, to Baker Mayfield, to Sam Darnold, to all these guys that are killing it in the NFL right now. Aiden O'Connell leads every single one of them by a landslide, bro. By a landslide. More yardage, better completion percentage, more touchdowns, less interceptions, and less sacks. How is he not the guy? I just don't understand it, bro. I don't get it. We don't have a quarterback. We don't have a defensive end. Max Crosby sucks. The offensive line sucks. This whole team sucks. Just get rid of all of them and just start over. We just trade the whole team and start over. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. Welcome to the Unleashed family. Romanowski knew how to tackle and that, what? And what a whole hit. What that means. Raiders O-line since 2022, 2016, 2021 was pretty shot. Now bottom of the barrel from starters on other teams. I mean, right? You got starters that were on this offensive line that are killing it elsewhere. And you can't tell me that with all the guys we've let leave the building that are still killing it, that maybe there's a possibility they're making a mistake with Aiden O'Connell, that maybe they don't know quarterbacks and they don't know talent in the building, that we just do not have people in the building that know talent. Crosby was a fourth rounder. Yeah, you guys got draft picks, but come Sunday already in performance. That's why the Jets fans are beating their heads over a trade. I mean, yeah, the Raiders were in that position, right? When John Gruden came, we had 2 first-round picks. You know who we drafted? Damon Arnett. Damon Arnett and um, Jonathan Abrams. Yeah, 2 first-round picks. 2 first-round picks. We get Jonathan Abrams and Damon Arnett. The year before, Alex Leatherwood. Come on, bro. Come on. But I feel like we have, if you look at our last couple drafts with the scouts we have in the building, I feel like the Raiders have done a lot better job, right? A lot better job. Hendon Hooker is available. Stop. I remember when every Raider fan wanted Hendon Hooker. Trade for Hendon Hooker. Trade for Hendon Hooker. He is now cut from the. Can't even make the backup for the Lions, bro. Brock Purdy was the last pick in the draft. We need new scouts that can evaluate talent like these teams, other teams see. 100%, 100%. And stop letting the talent go that we've drafted or that other coaches have drafted because you don't think they fit your scheme, and then they go somewhere else and they're killing it. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. See, Greg Brewer knows ball. Telling you right there, just that comment. A V Reese, right? Ohio State. That's the dog right there. That's the dude. That's who you need to go get this year. You can put him anywhere on the defense, man. We need players like that. We need those kind of players. And if you get those kind of players with your top picks, that's how you turn a franchise around, in a year or two. And I keep seeing all these people saying, "Oh, Spy Tech needs 5 years." 5 years? 5 years for what? When has it ever taken any good general manager 5 years to turn the team around? Come on, man. Like, even at the bottoms of the bump, even at the bottom, none of these teams that have turned around overnight have a Brock Bowers, a Max Crosby, an Ashton Jeanty, a JPJ. Like, come on, man. We have some good young talent that nobody's even talking about. You like Campbell a lot, right? I mean, Jahad Campbell would have been the dog, dude. How many times did you hear me in my live talk about we need Jahad Campbell? We need Jahad Campbell. If we didn't take Ashton Jeanty, that was my pick. It was Jahdae Barron, it was Jahad Campbell, and it was Nick Emanwari. Those were my top 3 defensive players in this draft. Guess what? Those are the top 3 rated draft picks from this draft. All 3 of them in the tops. I've been seeing Pete Wood's name as well. I wouldn't be mad at that either. I would not be mad at that either. What's my score prediction? Man, I've been getting killed on those. Let's see what we got. I got Brock with 2. I got Jeanty with 1. I'm going to say 27-24 Raiders. No, it's probably going to be 27-35 Denver, more than likely. But I think we put some points on it. I think we put some points on the board. I think, we learned a lot from last week. Unfortunately, we don't have, we didn't have time to coach anybody up, But I think we learned a lot from last week, and I think we evolve a little bit this week. But we'll see, man. We'll see. So, if Geno, we'll do this. If Geno only throws 1 interception, I think the Raiders have a really good chance to win. And I think it'll be 27-24. But if Geno throws more than 1 pick, the Raiders get blown out. And Pete Carroll should get fired and probably does get fired along with everybody else in the building. And we start over. Yeah, a lot of these quarterbacks are staying another year like Beck did. I mean, yeah, these guys ain't coming out. They got no reason to come out. You're making way too much money. If you can get $9 million, $7, $8, $9 million in college football, but you're going to be the number 1 overall pick and only get 6, 7, or 8 million, bro, come on, do the math. It's not worth it. You might as well stay, get all the snaps you can, and make your draft stock go up and away. Cardinal Tate might come out because he's already have 2 rings maybe this season. I mean, yeah. Or you could just transfer and go somewhere else. Like, I mean, if Tate comes out, I wouldn't be mad, bro. I'd go get him, but I just don't think we're in a position for a wide receiver. I think, our offense is going to go through Ashton Jeanty and Brock Bowers. And if you go get a number one guy, yeah, it's going to help. But where are we going to be in 3 years when you have to pay a number one receiver, a number one tight end who's going to break the bank, and Ashton Jeanty, and a quarterback? I don't know where you guys think we're going to get all this money from. We're going to go draft all these players that are going to be star players for the Raiders, and then in 3, 4, 5 years, we're going to have to pay them, $100 million a year. So we don't have that. We don't have that. We need to take baby steps. Baby steps. NFL is next for him. I mean, he's definitely going to be a top pick. Smith is not eligible? Why? Was he a red shirt? Oh, Tate is a junior? Well, then, I mean, if you're a junior, bro, and like, he was not, he had a Meki Ibuka in front of him last year, so, yeah, I mean, if I'm Tate, I'm 2 championship rings. If it's that situation, I'm definitely jumping ship, right? I'm definitely entering in the draft. There's no, your draft stock is going to be up this season, especially if they win the Natty again. So yeah, for that situation, bro, if you're Carnell Tate, I'd definitely come out because you're going to be. I mean, you're going to get that NFL money. You're going to be a top pick, I'm sure. Nice, you got some new members. Appreciate it. Raiders have failed so many times at the top of the cornerback draft. I hope Carroll gets it right next year. I hope Carroll's not around next year, to be honest. I love Pete Carroll. I love what he's done in his career, but it's time to put the old dog down. The NFL is not for you. Go teach your class at USC. Preach some knowledge to these young kids coming up in college, because God knows these kids coming out of college needs all the knowledge and experience they can get. Go help the youth, bro. Go help the youth, and step down, please. Just step down. Just step down. I know you could say we're getting better, but the decisions we've made with personnel, the way we've ran this team, trying to make it Seattle. Everybody on the damn coaching staff is from Seattle or has coached with Pete Carroll. You didn't go get no new blood. It's just not working, bro. It's just not working. You've lost more games than you ever have in your career. Starting with the new team, even more with the Jets. Like, he's already lost more games with us than he did with the Jets. So it's just not his time, bro. It's just not his time. I'm starting RJ Harvey against us. Won't be mad if he cooks us. I mean, you should be mad if it's just fantasy, bro. It's just fantasy. I'm taking my shield over fantasy any day of the week. But yeah, RJ Harvey should. I don't know about the numbers, right? He's not going to have a lot of carries or rushing yards, but he's going to put up touchdowns because they use him in the red zone. They use him out of the backfield, and the man's just frightening with the ball in his hands. Carroll would be the one to get it right, Gio. But let me ask you this. Is V617? What if he does get it right? What if he does get it right, right? What if he puts his team together that, next year we start to win a little bit more games or we dominate, and then, the third year we get a little bit better? Then what? Pete Carroll's 76 years old. He's definitely going to retire. They're not going to re-sign a new head coach to another big deal when you're going to be 76 years old. Where do we go from there? Everything that he's built is going to be torn down unless you get somebody that, is from his tree and that's going to come in and keep his same philosophy in the building with the same type of players. But other than that, they're just going to blow it up again in 3 years. So just move on from Pete Carroll now, rip the Band-Aid off, blow it up at the end of the year, and get somebody that's going to be here for the next 4 years with Spytek, because Spytek's got 5 years on his contract. So he's got 4 more years. Sign your next damn offensive coordinator and your head coach to a 4-year deal. And then if that 4-year is up, then you evaluate Spytek and your head coach, but you have to stick with somebody. But I just don't feel like Pete Carroll is the guy to finally decide you need to stick and stand your ground and give somebody a time to develop players, because he's made all the wrong decisions with the players, bro. Getting another top receivers won't hurt Brock. Might help Brock. Getting doubled and maybe triple covered enough. I think it's gonna hurt him. I think it's gonna hurt him. Like, it's already, we don't get enough snaps as it is. It's hard getting the ball to all these guys, and he should touch the ball more than anybody on the field. No matter who we have. Never hurts to get another top. I mean, nah, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. But look, we took a shot in the second round. If you draft a receiver in the second round, he should be starting day one. I mean, I don't care any other way. Like, if you're taking a guy that high in the second round, or if you're trading back even like we did, I mean, you got to contribute. You got to contribute. And the Raiders aren't letting Jack Best contribute. What makes you think that if we draft a first round quarterback, I mean, wide receiver, that he's going to contribute the first year? They're not letting any of these guys contribute. I mean, we got 2 defensive linemen that could be helping us every single week that are a healthy scratch. So I just don't trust this regime. Tyler, what's good, my guy? Appreciate you. Was in the building. What's going on? Just back came from picking up some Red Robin. That sounds good as hell. I'm watching the Jags and the Raiders. Last week, I thought you guys needed a better quarterback, new head coach. I'm speaking facts here. Go KC. We do need a better coach. We do need a better quarterback. But I don't think we need a better quarterback. I think we need a more knowledgeable quarterback, and a quarterback that has some confidence and could just get the ball to the open receivers, bro. There's plenty of them. Seahawks knew something we didn't about Geno Smith. Rosetown, how many lives have you been in where I told you Geno was not the way? How many times did I tell you that Geno, the only way he was going to be good was to run short passes here and there and pick defenses apart, right? We told you this. Geno's numbers and all this, always the best quarterback rating percentage. We all knew that. Well, some of us did. And I tried to warn y'all, right? I told y'all the only way this team, is if everything goes right. Everything goes right. He's an if quarterback. and so far, it's been nothing but ifs. Honestly, why do you feel AOC is a starting quarterback? I don't feel he's a starting. See, that's where I don't feel he's a starting quarterback in the NFL. Would he start for any other team? Maybe not. Maybe not. But how do we know? See, I feel like Aiden O'Connell is a guy that can win us games, is a guy that can develop, is a guy that can get better. Look at Bryce Young. Bryce Young drafted first overall, right? First overall. Everybody said he's a bust. He's a bust. After 1 year, after 2 years, he was playing for a team that benched his ass, brought in Sam Darnold, and they put up 34 fucking points on the Las Vegas Raiders. After that, Sam Darnold was trash. So they put Bryce Young back in, they start winning. They are on a 4-game win streak this year. Why? Because they stuck with their quarterback. They developed him. They got him a better offensive line. They got him better weapons, faster guys that you can get the ball out quicker to. They got him a run game. And now he kind of looks a little bit closer to that first round talent he was drafted at. Aiden was drafted 4th overall. His numbers were way better than Bryce Young's as a rookie. His numbers as a rookie have been better than almost every quarterback drafted in the last 15 years except like 6 or 7. It's not about him being a starting quarterback in the NFL. It's about building this team while you have a quarterback making $1.4 million. How do you think the Chiefs did it? How do you think the Patriots did it? Like, come on, man. They had Drew Bledsoe, and then, they had a guy right behind him, that they paid little money for. He was a 6th round pick. Yes, Tom Brady, 6th round pick. Drew Bledsoe gets hurt. They bring in a cheap quarterback for the next 4 years. That guy won games. They developed a crazy ass defense, a crazy ass offensive line. They didn't have no big star players. I mean, they brought in Randy Moss, and guys like that here and there, sprinkled them in, but they didn't have no, highest paid players in the league, right? They developed the guy. They let him play. So it's not if Aiden O'Connell is a starting quarterback, we don't know. It's not enough games. If you put Aiden O'Connell on the Chiefs and his win-loss record is still the same, then I'd be saying, okay, he's not the guy. But when you have Aiden O'Connell on a shitty team that's putting up numbers better than quarterbacks on good teams with good coaches, you have to question why he's not in the game, right? How could you not? Hey, Unleashed dude, I was trolling. What? I was trolling a Las Vegas Raider fan in real life. That's why he doesn't know fucking ball. I mean, I believe it. Can we jump to March or even April already? No, we got to play out this season. We got to play it out. You have to play out the season. You have to know what you got in your draft picks. We drafted 11 flipping guys. We have 10 of them still on the roster. Only one is getting playtime every single week. That's atrocious. That's atrocious. That's a failure. That's the biggest failure ever. We need to know a quarterback that could see where he's throwing. I mean, it would help if you could have vision, right? Or pre-snap read, right? It could help with all that shit. But, man, I appreciate y'all. I'm going to get the hell off here. Much love, as always. Raiders! Peace and elbow grease. Let's go, Raiders. Hopefully you get the win. We're talking about a quarterback. Not a BJ and even close to great because of the cheap. We don't know, bro. You don't know. Aiden O'Connell and the spots that he's played in, right? Started here, didn't start for 2 games, got to start again, kicked ass for 11 games, 10 games, then didn't get to start again for 8 games, came in, won us that game, came in, got hurt, or we would have won that game against the Rams. We were ahead. The kid has had 4 different head coaches, 5 offensive coordinators, and yet all he does is put up better numbers than every quarterback drafted in the first round above him the last 10 years. And with that, peace. I'm out. Much love. Raiders!